Hi YouTube! In this video I want to show you yet another 64-bit Dualsim LTE phone that I got from geekbuying. This beauty is called the iOcean M6752, also known as the Rock. It comes in a white box like this one with some specs on the back that are more or less correct. It comes with a 5V USB wall charger, a micro USB data and charging cable, comes with a plastic case. They also include a screen protector, and last but not least it also comes with an English warranty card. This phone has a 5.5-inch capacitive 5-point multi-touch screen with a 1920 by 1080 Full HD pixel resolution. It is an IPS display and it also looks like it's a one-glass solution. It has the MT6752 64-bit Octa-Core CPU inside, which is clocked at 1.7 GHz. It has 3 GB of RAM, 16 GB of internal memory, and it also supports TF cards. Right now it is running on Android 4.4.4 KitKat. It is a Quadband, it is totally unlocked, and of course it supports 3G and it also supports 4G/LTE. It has Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, AGPS, it supports GLONASS and Baidu. It has a G sensor, a proximity sensor, a light sensor, a magnetic field sensor, it has a gyroscope sensor, and it also has a notification LED. This phone also supports HotKnot, which is something similar to NFC but not really. It supports smart wake and off-screen gestures. It has two cameras, one front-facing camera with a 5 megapixel output and it's a f2.8, and one main camera with a 13 megapixel output, autofocus, and LED flash, and it's a f2.2. Of course, this phone is a dual SIM dual standby phone. It weighs about 148 grams and it is about 8.1 millimeters thick. Let's take a closer look at the device. You have your front-facing camera right here, and blinking away is the notification LED. We can also find a proximity and a light sensor right there. And I don't know if you can see this, but the front side is actually a very light silver. The home, back and menu buttons are on-screen buttons, so you don't have any capacitive touch buttons right here. On the bottom we can find a micro USB port and a microphone. We have nothing on the left. On the top we can see a 3.5mm headphone jack and a secondary noise reduction microphone. On the right side we can see a volume rocker and the power button. On the back we can find the main camera and the LED flash, and the back cover is actually a matte stone finish, and I guess that's why it's called the Rock. And we can also find two speakers right there. And if I can get this open for you, I can show you the inside. On the inside we can see that it takes two micro SIM cards. This is where your TF card goes, and this is a 2300 milliamps battery, and again those are your stereo speakers right there. Like always, I installed additional apps and games for demonstration purposes. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment sections below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to find out more, please stay tuned. It has its own little launcher, which reminds me a little bit of ColorOS. The stock launcher is quite snappy and fast, and the firmware is very clean. I mean, absolutely no Chinese bloatware at all. You can choose between different themes right here, and it also has its own little widgets, like a music player widget and a camera widget right there. But let's start by going into the settings. Right here we can select between quick settings and general settings. In the quick settings we find something like a drop zone settings. This is something like a quick settings, but I probably will never use it. Let's go into the general settings and go into about the phone. Right here we can see that it's running on Android 4.4.4 right now, and if there are ever any updates available you can download them right here. Back into the settings, let's check out the languages and input. Let's see which languages are supported. Now those are all the standard languages that you can usually find on most Android versions. Back into the settings, let's check out the security settings. Right here we have some great news. because this phone comes pre-rooted. All you have to do is turn on the super user switch and you have full root access, which is nice. Let's check out the storage structure, and as you can see, it only has one large storage, so you can use the entire internal memory for installing your apps and games. We also have the Smart Wake feature, so you can double click to wake the screen, or you can draw different symbols to start different apps. Let's just give it a try. Let's do a double tap and it's waking up the screen. Or let's draw a C to start the camera app. Let me try that again. There it is, it's starting the camera app. Let's go back into the settings. What else do we have here? We have the HotKnot to turn on right here, which is something like NFC, but not really. Let me go into more settings. Let me go into mobile networks. Right here you can select which kind of data connection you want to prefer, if it's 4G or 3G, and you can also freely select which of your SIM cards is supposed to be the data SIM card. I think that pretty much covers the settings. Let me go into the engineer mode for you. Here we are in the engineer mode. Let's go into band mode, SIM 1. Right here you can see that it is a quad band. Now those are your 3G frequencies, and here come your LTE modes. It supports band 3, band 7, band 20, and it also supports band 38, 39, 40 and 41. So please make sure to check with your service provider if your LTE bands are supported or not. Let me do a very quick phone call for you.
Oder Sie haben eine auf eigenen Wunsch gesperrte Rufnummer gewählt.
There you have it. Next up, let's try some Google apps. Of course, the Play Store is working just fine. It comes pre-installed, so there is nothing to worry about. Let's give Google Maps a very quick try right here. It found my location right away. Zooming is not a problem. Let's do a street view and hope that I can find an area that is covered. Let's see what we have here. It's loading fast. Again, zooming is no problem, and we can also go into the compass mode. So you can see it does have a magnetic field sensor, and by the way you see how smooth it's working. You can also tell that it's using the gyroscope sensor. But I can also demonstrate the gyroscope sensor with a different app. Let's do the gyroscope's 3D live wallpaper. So right here you can see the gyroscope sensor is working just fine. Let's just YouTube real fast. I turned down the volume for copyright purposes. Let's see what we have here. Let's just load a random video and wait for it.
Hey guys, what's up? I'm Rohit, host of Click Digest, and what we have here is Xiaomi Mi.
Let me turn down the volume and let me go into the settings and the quality settings. And right here you can see that a maximum of 27p is supported. Of course, we can also watch in full screen, and it looks very smooth, so YouTube is running without any problems at all. Let's get out of there. Next up, let's check out some benchmarks. Let's see what Antutu has to say. And the score is very close to 42,000, which is very good. Let's check out some information right here. Right here you can see it's running on Android 4.4.4 and it's a 32-bit system. You can see that it has the MT6752 and the Mali T760 right here. Full HD resolution, 13 megapixel camera right here. You can see that it has 3 GB of RAM. What else do we have here? The displays values are right here. We can also test the multi-touch, and it is a 5-point multi-touch. And at the bottom we can check out some of the sensors. We have all the sensors that are supported right here. But of course I'm also gonna test the sensors. So let's start the Android sensor box. And no, we don't want that. We have the accelerometer, and it's working just fine. We have a light sensor. Let me give that a try. Where is it? You can trust me, the light sensor is working. We have the proximity sensor, also working just fine. We have the gyroscope sensor, which I already showed you. We have a sound sensor, so we can check. We have a microphone at the bottom, but we also have a noise reduction microphone on the top. We have the magnetic field sensor, and it's getting readings. And those are all the sensors, but I can also show you the magnetic field sensor in a Compass app. And it's working very smoothly, so all the sensors are working great on this phone. Let's check out CPU Z again for some data. We can see that it's running at 1.7 GHz and it has 8 cores. And again, we have all the sensors right here. Right there, I'm sorry. Next up, let's try Ninamark. Now I'm not gonna run it, I'm just gonna show you the result. It's scored at 53 frames per second. And keep in mind that this is an OpenGL 3.0, and also keep in mind the high screen resolution when you compare this to other phones. Let's get out of there. Let me kill some tasks. And let me just run the Quadron standard benchmark. And of course this is boring, so I'm gonna do a jump cut. Almost done. And the score is 16,006 points. Let's get out of there. What do we have next? Let's just check out the music player. Let me go into my songs. Let me play something. Very loud, but not very clear. I'm not very pleased by that. Let's check out the gallery. Let me go into my wallpapers and let me just load a random picture. Let's flick through the pictures and they're loading very fast. Of course, we can also watch them in full screen. And I don't know if you can see this, but the colors and viewing angles are really good. Now let's give a quick video a try. Again, let me turn down the volume. And this is my standard 1080p video recorded in a MKV format. And I guess that's not a surprise, but it's running really smooth. And again, great viewing angles. So watching videos is a real pleasure on this phone. Let's go into the browser. Let me go into my bookmarks and let me just load the BBC homepage. And I'm already loading the desktop site to give you an idea how well it handles larger websites. And zooming is no problem, scrolling is really fast and smooth. The rotation speed is very good, so browsing is not a problem at all. Let's get out of there. Let's test out the camera. I don't have much light here, but let me try to take a picture anyway. Let's focus and take a picture. Let's check it out. Now the picture quality is really nice. Let me go into the details to show you some information, and as you can see, it is a f2.2. Again, and let's get out of there. What else do we have here? Let's go into the file manager and let me just hook up my USB on the go thumb drive to check out if USB on the go is working. It will take a second to mount, and it found it already. So here's my external USB storage, and USB on the go is just working fine. There we have it. I guess this pretty much covers it. Now let me tell you what I'm thinking about this phone. Some thoughts about this device. I really like the build quality. It feels really solid, not cheap at all. The display is also very good. I mean, the colors, contrast, brightness, the viewing angles, it all looks great. I'm also very impressed by the performance. I mean, 42K at Antutu is something you really don't see every day, especially not in combination with the obvious pros like Dualsim, LTE, GLONASS, a removable battery, and also a memory card slot. The Wi-Fi reception is very strong. The GPS reception is good, but not the best I've seen, but thanks to GLONASS it seems to be very stable. The GSM 3G and 4G reception is always very hard to judge, but with my service provider and in my area I'm really happy with it. The call sound quality is normal and nothing to complain about. The stereo speakers I really don't like so much. They are very loud but not very clear. The camera picture quality is always in the eye of the beholder, so this is something you need to check out for yourself. Please make sure to check out some sample pictures on my blog. You can find a link in the video's description. The LED flash is very good. I was really surprised by it. What I don't like so much are those on-screen buttons. I mean, some people love them, some people don't care. I personally hate them. I also don't like that the notification LED only supports red and green. More colors would have been nice. Bottom line, I think this is a very good phone. It performs very well. It has all the sensors one might need. So if you can find one at a very good price, then why not? Last but not least, let me try to show you the viewing angles of this device, do a little gaming. Thank you so much for watching and hope to see you next time.